The animals, trap, trap, trap till the cage is full. The cage is full, the day is new, and everyone is waiting, waiting on you, and you've got.
Welcome back to Felix Comics and Toys Review. Today's episode will be on Dr. Henry Philip Hank McCoy, better known to us as Beast. Created by Stan Lee and drawn by Jack Kirby. This is Hasbro's 2019 Marvel Legends X-Men Wave of Caliban. This wave includes 7 figures that builds the 8th figure, Caliban. And in this wave, we have the blue fur mutant, Beast. And not that Beast, this Beast. Beast comes with a BAF built-a-figure piece, Caliban's head, also with 2 alternate hands, a closed fist and an open hand. The box are standard Marvel Legends, black and yellow, X-Men logo on the front, comic image of Beast on both sides, and the back gives a brief summary of Beast, and it shows all the 7 figures and a BAF drawn, not the actual pictures of the figure. So let's get started. Category 1, size. Beast height is 5 feet 11 inches. That should be 71 inches. As the 1 to 12 scale goes, it comes out to be 5.91666 inches. So as a Marvel Legend figure, he should be at 5.92 inches. However, he comes out about 7 inches. That means this figure is actually bigger than he should be. Now, proportion-wise, well, what can I say? You can't really compare Dr. McCoy's body to that of a regular person because he's mutated into an animal. And besides, he originally had bigger hands and feet before he even got the fur. So no way to compare his human or beast form before it wouldn't even be accurate. So sneaky on that, Hasbro. However, the size is not accurate as that is the comic book. So sorry, Hasbro. I'm giving Beast a 4 on this one. Category 2, Articulation. Ball hinge neck, up and down, side to side. Butterfly shoulders. Ball hinge shoulders. Back, forward, far as it goes. Bicep swirl. Single swivel hinged elbows. Not double jointed, harder to bend all the way. Swivel up and down wrists. Left up and down. Ab crunch. Ball hinged hips. Outward, inward. Double jointed knees. No calf swivel. Ankle rocker and pivot. Beast in the comic books and other adaptations has always been very flexible, acrobatic character in spite of this bulky frame. So luckily this figure is more than capable of matching that. He's got this insane articulation, which means a ball pointed head, the ball jointed and butterfly shoulders, the swivel waist, the ab crunch, those double pin elbows and knees. Those rocker ankles, and even the hinged toes, which has a big plus to make him pose a certain way that you want to. So this Beast can make just about any type of pose that you think of. Hasbro really knocked this out of the park, so I'm going to say a 5 on articulation. Category 3, Texture. Now Hasbro's gave Beast an impressive paint job, kind of. What I really like about this figure is the actual sculpture. As you can see on the details around his arms, face, legs, they really went into detail about the fur. The whole body is painted blue, however, it looks good, the gray areas that they painted, but if you look closely, it just looks like they sprayed certain areas. They didn't really blend it in. They did an awesome job around the head. I mean, I love it. I love how it kind of fades out into the blue. At that point of the paint job on the body was actually okay. What I like about the shorts, they're just plain blue, and the belt, obviously it's not connected, but it's loose. You could adjust it however you want. I like the bright yellow. Fits perfect for the X-Men colors. What I actually don't like about the texture is the face. The face, he's screaming, yelling, but they don't have that many ridges on it, so he just looks like he's opening his mouth. Doesn't look like he's actually screaming. I don't know, it's probably just me, but I'm not that big fan about that face. I love the white eyes, the Jim Lee version of it. Love this. So Hasbro, for the texture, just a little bit bad on the paint job. I'm gonna give you guys a 4. Category 4, Similarity. This figure is Jim Lee's version from the comics. His first appearance was on X-Men #1. However, he had no fur at the time. After some time with the X-Men, he became a scientist and he created this special enhancing mutation serum. He ends up drinking this and ends up enhancing his animal instincts and makes him grow gray fur. And of course, he couldn't reverse it. That was his first appearance with gray fur in Amazing Avengers #11. Later on, he has an encounter with Quasimodo. His gray fur turns blue. So his first appearance as a blue fur beast was on Amazing Avengers #15. He goes on through other transformations, but that's a different story. So here we are, the blue fur beast. Now, for those of you with only movie references, you might have known him from both X-Men film timelines. The original X-Men, X-Men 2, the X-Men, The Last Stand, and other X-Men films. Or as the 1990s cartoon. Now, this beast is identical to Jim Lee's version comic book of the 90s. Straight out from the comic books. His similarity is amazing. Awesome, right on point. I don't have anything else to say because it's 100% identical like the comic books. So, Hasbro, you nailed it on this. I'm giving you guys a 5. Category 5, Accessories. Beast comes with a BAF piece, Caliban's head, his own accessories are 2 alternate hands, 1 closed fist hand, 1 carpal tunnel left hand. I am disappointed that it only came with 1 facial expression. The image I have of Beast is a calm and intelligent demeanor. So it would have been nice to see him with a removable reading glasses and a book as an accessory. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love the strong, mean look on his face. Great to pose in a fighting stance, but I would have been nice to have a different facial expression. Now, this is a personal opinion. It doesn't take away the fact that they did provide us with an alternate hands. But without my personal preference, I give this a 4. Final score. Now, after category 1, the size, he was too big. It wasn't identical as a comic book, but proportion wise, it was phenomenal. And that's why he ended up getting a 4 for that one. Now, the articulation, he had some issues with the not having a double jointed elbows and not having calf swivels, but his posing is awesome. It's crazy. I loved it. You could pose him in any certain way, especially for his size. So he ended up getting a 5 for that. Now in category 3, the texture, I love the texture. I love the fur all over his body. The only thing I did not like was the paint job on it. It just looks like they sprayed it only certain areas where they didn't even actually fade it, like this hair. So we ended up actually getting a 4 for that. Now on the Similarity, on category 4, it looks identical like Jim Lee's version, straight out from the comic books. Love it. Ended up getting a 5 for that. Now category 5 was the accessories. That might be just a personal choice, but I did not like the hands that they provided us. They could have given us a head, an alternate head, or some other type of accessories for it. So sorry, Hasbro, you ended up getting a 4 for that. So once you add up all the totals, it ends up being a B+. Now if you want to compare it with the last review on Gambit and now on Beast, next episode will be on Weapon X, Wolverine. So thanks again for clicking on this video, and if you have any feedback, please leave some comments below. Also, like the video and subscribe. So once again, for our next episode, it will be on Wolverine Weapon X. Until next time, don't stop collecting. Thanks, guys.